In the fight against poverty, the Social Investment Fund has been at the front line of the national effort since 1998. With funding support from the Ghana government, the African Development Bank (AFDB), the OPEC Fund for International Development, and the UNDP, the project received the necessary input to impact positively the lives of some 7 million people who are classified as being poor in Ghana. In the Central Region, SIF has between years 2002 and April 2005 undertaken 110 poverty reduction sub-projects in education, community health, sanitation, and income generation.
Sometime in 2002, SIF sent a team to our district to inform us that we are likely to be part of a program that they were bringing on board. They had discussions with us to the extent of meeting the management team of the district. And later on, they followed it up with an officer who came as our district officer. Because we needed SIF's intervention, we did everything possible to facilitate their operations. The officer went round through the length and breadth of the district and animated the various groups. And out of the animation, the groups themselves came out with their own projects. So invariably, the projects that were picked and became the community projects were projects that the community themselves initiated.
Health delivery has been brought to the doorstep of rural communities in the Central Region with the construction of 9 community health clinics and nurses' living quarters and 3 sanitation facilities, as it is at Anwiem.
We were here and we heard of the SIF at the district level, the district office. So at that time, we were finding it difficult to get medical treatment. So we called on the project officer of SIF, okay, in the person of Mr. Kakari. So on 23rd of March 2002, they came and met us as a community, and then he gave us all the crew, our part to pray.
Okay.
Yes, we discussed all of them. Then they told us to apply, and then in no time we were asked to form the SPMC, that is a sub-project management committee.
Okay.
And so I was the chairman for that, who has to monitor and help in implementing the clinic, and then approval came. Now on the 14th of October 2002, a contractor, Mr. Amumensa, based in Suebu, came, and then they started with the work. So the community also helped their part for the project. In fact, so far as I'm concerned, this clinic has helped a lot. As at now, so many cases which may be disastrous has been settled through. So it has helped a lot. Now we have a free delivery here. So the women who some time ago they will just give birth or deliver at villages and they will have infection. Now they come.
Now to your community clinic. Into all no one else I have for better or boy. Into what see the medeni was my and baby doctor Ebatna. And a baby I have for Obatna. And a baby yazin you the baby over change. Into baby I ever na baby a wo wi a obada na mfi baby a so bi nya amuka na oba ayarfon obada na zi na wo si ma he wo si kwata seso wo ma he na baby a doctor na ohwe ho no obada nti ayarfo a wo nkwa no bi na obe
nda saka sine ya no de in go to them am me ya sa ka bi wo kwasi e na ski
And then I see the brave, but I Sunday, so I miss the Ukraine, Bianca, obey a nature, equals to come out on every cry. Look what need to cry no one wave. It's here, don't I see the brave.
Down why, yeah, don't I see Pinala, or down why. Say, I can make ya, and maybe I feel quite good. They wash a cash, yeah, maybe I the order for you. Not now say I'm here, don't I see what I am.
The district assemblies, they have their development plans, and any project that we finance must of necessity fall within their development plans, and therefore they will facilitate the process. Sometimes communities would approach them for a certain project, and if they do not have funds, they can direct the communities to other donors or other agencies that can support them.
"67 of SIF sub-projects in the Central Region are in the construction and rehabilitation of education and sanitation facilities across all districts in the region. As a result, basic school enrollment have gone up in communities where there was abject despondency towards education. The Catholic and Anglican primary schools in Jamra and the Methodist primary school in Brakwa, all in the Sukuma or Dobin Brakwa district, are typical examples.
Before September 2003, we were living in a very dilapidated school building, and that wasn't attractive to both teachers and pupils. And as a result, the enrollment figure was not encouraging at all. And after the SIF has given us this 6 classroom blocks, office and a store, the enrollment figure has gone up by 100%. If I say has gone up, what I mean is before we came here, the enrollment figure was 167, and now it's around 300 pupils, and the staffing is set. And even as we are here now, more people want to come back. There's no vacancy. Yes.
We were in a very old building, and when I got to the old building, actually that has not given me the encouragement to stay here. SIF has put up a new building that has even given me encouragement to work harder, because I was coming as far as from Volta region to this place, and when I came to look at the old building first, I wanted to return back, but due to this SIF new building put us for us, that has given me encouragement to stay around over here to work in the community.
Before the SIS built this school, I was attending Achansi AME Zion School. I traveled very far from here, but now I don't have to travel to Achansi again. We are 47 in our class. First term I was first, and second term I was first.
We are here in Baku, DA Primary School at the Small Dobin Brakwa district. This is also one of the 19 projects, SIF projects in the Central Region, Small Dobin Brakwa district. And then I'm here with Mr. who is a teacher here. In fact, here we gave them 6 unit classroom block, furniture, and then 5-seater KVIP with urinal.
The community, they are thankful about the SIF, their projects and their support. And you can foresee that this is the old stretcher. Down there we have the old stretcher, and now as we have enjoyed this one, I think they are very thankful.
With regard to specific impacts like construction, we've constructed more than 400 classroom blocks, and the key impact, initial impact, of course, impact of education is of any education intervention is long term, but the initial impact has been increase in enrollment. in most of the cases that because the pupils were in dilapidated structures. Sometimes some of them were even under trees. But as soon as we intervened and provided them with a decent classroom blocks, enrollment has gone up. Those who had withdrawn their children, to send them to other places, brought them back. Teachers who, were absenting themselves from school because of the, unattractive, working environment, came back, and so on. So certainly we've had, some impacts even at this point.
In a bid to reduce poverty directly, SIF has targeted the productive poor in the central region for support. 31 income generation groups involved in pineapple farming, palm oil and palm kernel oil processing, snail, vegetable and rice farming, gari processing, and the most prominent of them all, cocoa high-tech farming in the Chifohima Lower Dentra district have all received support in the form of agricultural and agro-processing inputs and microfinancing. In all its endeavors, SIF works effectively in concert with community-based organizations, NGOs, donors, rural banks, and district assemblies to achieve its goal of reducing poverty.
Well, we first received the list from the SIF office in the district, and the district outreach team made up of the MDSSI office, the SIF rep in the district, and the cooperative officer also in the district goes out to do animation of these schools. And these groups are normally made up of farmers groups, traders, artisans, all within the catchment area of the district. After we've done the animation, and those who are selected are taken through the normal group dynamics training before their programs are appraised by the bank for funding.
Many of these income generating groups have been trained through National Board for Small Scale Industry training programs. They've received management training, basic bookkeeping, record keeping, and so on. And therefore, their capacities have been built. They have been empowered. They've been trained, in how to separate their personal income from their capital and so on. So they have received quite a bit of training. And I think that is the secret. They've also been introduced to the banking culture, so they are able to save, from their earnings.
Basically, with the monitoring relies so much on the indicators that are set at the beginning. So at the beginning of the project, there are certain targets which have been set with the donors. And these targets are reflected in the indicators we use to measure the project performance along the set number of years that it's supposed to operate. For each year, therefore, there's a work plan which is drawn by the project itself. And out of the project work plan, there are also zonal work plans of zonal officers, of project officers, of communities, of contractors, of consultants, and it's exact targets that we have to attain at the end of each quarter.
SIF, what baby sit down, what the machine, what the gari, what the Abraham, they are for gari. No currently, what boy here, Central, one of them were boy in there. First in the Yesha Bancha, and a Banchino or Poto or Habenum, near machine behind for gari. It's a Banchino or Poto. Machine the Bano, Ubia knew how wash a Banchima, no Banchua Poto. Yeah, Yadi gari. Ma obohen yi skewum ya de hwe ma wo school na ade enti wa ma wa bohen wo egwafo birman ha papa wo machine na wade bra he no onom daminti wa ma afi ekwafo no ya san ye ba hina adwuma na ye yenu nam na ye hye banchi na ye machine ya de guarantee wa ma ye adwuma na ye no ya ye na akase ma yiya machine no ma odo banchi no de ma he me ye gari ama wa ma mpruntu so wa ba egwa afro memman mpatim ha nti ye de ho ase ye wani sum de Iska kakra waka no yebetua ma mo a owo ho a woda wade bo hen ma edwuma no otumpuro kwaso bia no ya hwe da e ma edwuma no otumpuro oda kwaso ti ye da honase pi da wade da machine ni na edani wode bisi ama egu afobreman me yede ye da mu gari edwuma no ye da honase
yes ye da honase papa wo onyiza waza amanya na mo waza abonya sisa yizi no waka no de wo machine ye waze wo chiwun bibiala sisa da ba ye we de ebia ni bibiala o de ya ha ye sha echi no so sisa ala ye da board nti ye da wase pinya wo onyiza za amanya nko sha waza amanya wo ye kwase ya nti ye da wase pi.
Right now we are on Otreko irrigation project, and the beneficiaries are Otreko irrigation cooperative farmers doing rice and vegetables. This very project, we've earlier on had an assistance from JICA through Ghana Irrigation Development Authority on various levels, training and other inputs. Quite recently, we heard of SIF and we were there for assistance. But we realized that to have a very good land preparation, we need to have a well-prepared field. And in rice production, if we are doing transplanting, the best way to carry out this issue is to use these small tractors, which is working behind me. And when we went there, we were wholeheartedly received, and we went in for 2 power tillers. And actually, for now, it is working seriously. Even though we had some short break because of water problems, now our dam is fully recharged and we are using it efficiently. So for now, what I can say is that because the land preparation is very necessary in rice production, if the land preparation is too bad, of course it will affect the yield. But since we are doing very well now, yields too are very encouraging, and farmers are having good incomes. The 2 power tillers we had from SIF have actually helped us immensely, because for now, previously we were using tractors and the land preparation wasn't all that good for rice production when you are doing transplanting. And these 2 power tillers have actually tilled the land very well, loosened the land for the rice to do very well on it. And the farmers appreciate efforts from SIF. And because of the 2 power tillers, we'll be able to increase our production level in terms of yield. And the farmers have actually had a better income by using the power tillers.
The district is predominantly agricultural district. So when I took office, I decided to leave a mark so that one day somebody will know that a man came here and he was this and this is what he left. So talking to researchers like Cocoa Research Institute, I realized that there was something that we could do about cocoa production. So I organized the chief farmers, the MOFA directorate, and then the assemblymen to visit Creek. And they came out with this wonderful idea of cocoa improvement scheme. And when we picked it, we needed funding. And it was just about that time that SIF was also in our district. We shared the vision with them, and they also bought the vision. They also did their own independent investigations from Cocoa Research Institute, and they were convinced that it was a course worth taking. And combining with SIF, we were able to put that cocoa high-tech in place, so that no wonder a year thereafter it became so successful that there was a delegation from the presidency to come and take a look at it so that they could replicate it in the whole country. So that if we are talking about cocoa high-tech, Tufuhimaluwa Denchira was the originator of it on a large scale.
Said I'm busy Breno, Namina. And they said about it, I'm hot on the bar. He said, we could have passed. I can now treat me the TV. The American my Bemma, Masasa, you was not come. He said, you made an arm about a boy, Papa. I'm a good quality Chilicasipa. The Nams has to cry, young man will be. Determine a moon can say, Mamba, Mamma, Dina, get the massy.
One more year, starting one boy. Be any penny, one more for Moody, 1 million penny for Senia, 1 more year, and the secretary, the chairman, the treasurer. Now, Mombi accounts. 1 young year, many in a way ready, number before, near Ladders. They are not paid on my young the president of Mudu come into a 1 year, oh dear, Wakuma 2 years. Now, it's also never.
Media for your feet are by and I see a bedroom food. You do for yes, pen of goose, no. I feel me and sending a goose so swan, so make us a crown, young wetchina, a best apathy.
Coco, a Juma, Adam, Fenyading. I have seen none, your papa. My bounce who say, Coco, I also boy. For boy, but a large and a dear baffers in Yabi. Tana, Nipana, you couldn't find Yaye. Maybe a be a call, Prasu. Meat here 200. And a dear young Maya, dear bar, I toss me, Minabi. And also Natiabi. You also mean Tia. And a dear bear, I toss me and Sans and Ania, Manabi. And also Tia. Now, the man who must say, Pocono, a drono, I any year, Papa. Poconi, Atia, the Sitambria. A broad, I say, you need that. And you go on to Swag, and he made you go on. You know who's a woman. A woman pass at the Anaka. Wobia, and Naka Kraka, and Nabaso. Wobia, and Emerisa, and Futura Brown, I be a gardener, and walk a crabby Wahaya, didn't know who could know when you back it. Kakrabin pa, Wayama Fataz and Entum, Madrone, the Goose and Entum. Now, so on swabba, when you be able for Ibram, not a son. Mustn't be fear. And so mustn't be fear, we will then piano, guarding right. And one of Ducre and Piaba and 9, none of them could come on 9. Abuami pa, to be
Now, the cocoa farmers in that district, the before him and Lower Denshire districts, very hardworking people, and they had a very dynamic district chief executive, whom they approached, and he also approached us, and together with the CSIR, the Cocoa Research Institute at TAFO, yes. Yeah, they had come out with technology, the cocoa high tech, and so they were introduced with. They wanted, it was on their shelf, so it had to be implemented. So when we were approached by these cocoa farmers from those districts, we also responded, and we went in, assisted them to design, prepare the application, and all that, and then we provided them with the necessary inputs for this project.
Well, I think one of the greatest assets that SAFE has, it has a lot of young guys, male and female. I want to be very gender sensitive here. And also the fact that we have a leader who is a visionary, and also a lady and a mother. And I think this also serves as an example to most people that when women are at the helm of affairs, they could really handle matters very well. I must say that, yes, again, our staff that we have are highly motivated. You see, we are challenged when you go to the villages and you see the poor and you see what we could do for them, because everybody in this country, one way or the other, has benefited from education at the expense of the poor. Because if we are saying that agriculture contributes about 60% to our GDP, then of course, those of us who had good education have been financed at the expense of the poor. So we are being challenged by this. to go back to the poor and see what we can do and put back something back into the community. So that is what we are being motivated on. And also we see poverty reduction as a call, as a great commission that the Lord gives everybody, not only just going to the pulpit to preach, but also to see what we can put back into the community.
It is a fact that poverty and its effect on people will always exist, but the prevalence and death of poverty can be reduced and controlled considerably.